Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about a 1960 Plymouth Fury Convertible. Tell me the last time you've seen one of those. Give you more details in a minute. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to show you our latest acquisition, a 1960 Plymouth Fury Convertible. Tell me the last time you've seen one of those. Probably not very often. They were few and far between when they were new. Less than 8,000 of these things were ever made to begin with, and unfortunately they didn't survive well, and not many of them are to be found today. So when you find one like this, it's really something special. Now you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we do a nice walk around, give you more details of the car. We do a cold start as well. You can also click on the link in our description and it'll take you right to all the pictures of this car, in the description and all that stuff as well. Or you can go to www.ellingsonmotorcars.com and it'll give you all of our inventory, which is close to 100 classic and collectible vehicles ranging all the way from cars back in the 20s all the way up into the 70s and beyond. So if you're looking for a classic car or truck, take a look at what Ellingson has. You can look 24 hours a day. But let's get back to the car at hand here. 1960 Fury Convertible. I'll tell you what, I personally don't remember seeing very many of these cars when I was a kid. I think they were few and far between. Beautiful color combination on this car all the way around with sky blue for the main car with a little Caribbean blue inserts in the front fender here, and I love that Fury emblem. I mean, that is just absolutely just really cool. They let you know that you have the top of the line, which Fury was in 1960. Has nice options as well. Beautiful car in terms of all that kind of stuff, the correct hubcaps, the right mirror, and it does come with a very reliable Mopar motor, a 318, which was probably one of their go-to motors for many, many years. And this car even has power steering, which makes it even more wonderful for you to drive and enjoy. Absolutely. Beautiful, like I said, the original hubcaps as well. You know, it was the forward look is what Plymouth was touting. I mean, that was one of the big things. They were doing new things. They had push-button automatic transmission. They had the biggest fins that you could get on any Mopar in 1960, the last year for the fins even. And they also was the first year for the unibody construction, which is something that was carried forward for many, many years on the Mopar products moving forward, but it was their first year that they had it. Again, kind of a futuristic looking car all the way around. I mean, with the sculpturing and the special chrome that goes down the back with the, like I said, the big tail fins as well. Look at that dash pad for the speedometer. I mean, that pod is just really, really futuristic looking, if you will, with the push buttons to the left. And I like it's an original radio on the buttons that says high-fi. So, you know, high fidelity radio, AM radio, of course, in 1960. No FM stations to speak of. So, yeah, it was just one of those neat things. I really think that's a unique thing to have the rear view mirror mounted on the dash. Gets a little getting used to, but it's probably a little easier because it is a convertible, so you don't have to worry about the mirror and whatever, so it's kind of slick. Take a look at the interior, correct interior for this car for 1960 with I mean, look at the different tones. I mean, they got cloth inserts, they got vinyl, I mean, there's colors, I mean, there's so many unique characteristics, and the door panels are just very unique to a 1960 Fury. I'm just taking a look at this car and just saying, yeah, it even has seat belts. There you go. One of those little extras that people really sometimes think about today on these old cars, because it was certainly not something that they had on every car. Not everyone had it. Take a look at this car on the back. Like I said, the biggest fins that it possibly had. Look at that spare tire, the fake spare tire thing that they had mounted on the trunk area. Kind of a reminiscent of a Continental kit, if you will, but it was one of those things that some of the Mopars had back in this era. Dual exhaust on this car, so it has a nice sound to it. Nice looking convertible top. I mean, it is a blue top, which is really goes very nice with the car. Of course, power top in 1960. That would be a little challenging. That might be a little hard to get up by yourself by hand, but it is a power top nonetheless. With the power steering, just really, really nice. No, it is one of those cars that I have to admit, I have not seen very many of them. Now you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it. And you will always find interesting things such as cars like this one, cars that we currently have in inventory, and cars we've had in the past as well. So if you got some time where you're perusing the internet, take a look at those sites and you'll find a lot of our cars, good stories as well. Talk about room in the trunk. I mean, I think you could at least get 3 or 4, smuggle in 3 or 4 kids into the drive-in, or you can get some golf clubs in there if that's what you're looking for. Just one of those cars that just is really special. I mean, if you really want something that not everybody has, you just don't see very often. 1960 Fury was the top of the line for Mopar and the Plymouth line, and it is a really nice one. Now, if you're like me, maybe you want to come down and take a look. I'd love to have you come in person, come and touch, feel, look at it. We are open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. So if you're like me, come on down. We'd love to give you the personal tour, let you take a closer inspection. Really, really neat old car. So if you're looking for something special, I always think of Ellingson, Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, and we thank you for visiting again, and we will see you next time.